Hello, I am Talal Bariun, the leader of Suitcases Museum Project Libya. One of ASOR great projects has been raised recently during the last 3 years about the awareness to the people and protection of the cultural heritage. As my great colleague William Reinhold said, that the Suitcases Museum, one of projects in Libya, connected with some projects here. But I am not going to talk about the details of the suitcase itself, and what's the items in the suitcase, and what contain exactly, and the history of the project, and how it started with the Professor Susan Keene from Oberlin University. I am encouraging you to hear and watch the presentation of my colleague Ms. Intisar Larebi. She is going to talk about the suitcase itself and more details. But here in my presentation, I'm going to talk about encouraging volunteer participation in cultural heritage protection. I hope you enjoy my presentation. And here is the map, which is we proud of. Here is the map of the cities in Libya, where we have a team, to be volunteers of our project, the Suitcases Museum project. As you can see with me, we are nearly to cover the Libyan map. We have volunteers in all around Libya, from north to south, from east to west, even in the places very close to the far borders. The Libyan map, it's quite big, as you can see. So we have a suitcase team in Tobruk, for instance, very close to the Egyptian border. We have a team still growing, quite small one, very close to the border with the Chad, and also in Gad, almost in the border with Algeria, and also in Ghadames, the beautiful oasis in the Libyan, Algerian, Tunisian border, in the triangle border. It's quite famous, this one. And also in Nalut, quite close to the Tunisian border. And of course, in some places in the central Libya, in the north, in the sea coast. Our team is nearly 42 members. We share nearly 25 bags, plus 2 bags specialist, and contain some items about the intangible heritage. We have one in Tripoli and one in Sirte University so far. And one bag as a test with the Benghazi team specialist for the small archaeologists, to teach archaeology in the correct ways, with some professional tools, to teach the archaeology interesting work to the small children, to let the children grow really with the interesting work of the archaeology and history. I really wanted to highlight the great role and our main partners of our work, which is the Scouts and Girl Guides of Libya, the oldest association or organization of volunteering in Libya. Really a great association, and has a long full flights of history in Libya during 67 years of working and volunteering in Libya. It was by naturally they become our partners straight away, and we have lots of work and lots of job with them. It was really a successful experience with the Scouts and Girl Guides in Libya, and we are hope to continue this joint work with the Scouts to face it more successfully and more support with, of course, with using the platform Libya, as the Scouts have more than 30 branches in Libya. Almost all the Libyan cities and villages have Scouts and Girl Guides of Libya. Here, for example, a training workshop with the Scouts in JANZOUR Museum. It's a very interesting museum. We train the Cub Scouts and the senior and the rovers to protect the cultural heritage in pop-up activity for 3 days. It lasts for 3 days, just to teach the Scouts how to protect their cultural heritage and their huge role in doing that. Here another example is a scouting training workshop in SHAHAT in Cyrene. This remarkable place, really. That workshop, it lasts also for 3 days in the city hall of SHAHAT. As you can see here with me, this city hall contains 133 chairs, and all the chairs are full, as you can see with me. And it was wonderful 3 days of activities, cultures and live activity on the site. Here another example also for the awareness. It was a really serious one with Sabratha University. Sabratha University in Libya. It's a quite an active university. So here another workshop for 3 days. It's lasted for 3 days. We worked with the teaching team, with the professors and with the students, even with the tourist police, to teach them the importance of the awareness of protecting the cultural heritage, and also we train the students how the official and the academic ways how to dig and how to search for the antiquities. And it was a quite professional work in archaeology, of course, because we are talking and working with the students in the university and the archaeology college. So it was really interesting. It was really interesting. Of course, the lecturers and the trainers were professional people, professional people from antiquity department, and also from the teaching team at the university. So it was quite serious, that one in Sabratha. It was a remarkable 3 days, really, we spent there. And here is another example from our pop-up events. That one, it was in Nalut in last March also. It shows an example from the really busy work we are doing in the last period before the closing for COVID-19. This workshop with some professionals in archaeology and geology, archaeology. It was with the partnership with the historical national with the natural history museum in Nalut. That one is very interesting because it contains lots of materials about the remains of dinosaur of Nalut. It's quite famous by that name, dinosaur of Nalut. Its remains and some giant pieces of that dinosaur. It's kept quite well in Nalut Museum for the natural history. It was 4 days of activities, full of joy, full of serious work, discovering the area. It was sort of training workshop for our team, in fact, for our team to learn some new tools to use in their lectures and their pop-up events. It was very wonderful, successful as well. It lasts for 4 days. Here again, in one of our very interesting workshop, we had also last March 2020 in Ghadames. Ghadames, it's wonderful and unique oasis in the far west, in the far central west of Libya. It's very interesting oasis, full of history and full of culture, very live and very powerful history. Really, we need to protect. We had 4 days of pop-up events, full of activity, lecturers and visitors and training in Ghadames. It was very interesting and full of work. Quite a 4 days, quite a busy 4 days in Ghadames. We meet the people of Ghadames, and we meet some professional people in history and culture, and also we work with Ghadames Association of protecting heritage and old and ancient documents. As my colleague Mr. Qasim Yusha and my colleague Mr. Abdul Jabbar Sagir will talk and will show in this meeting. It was a really wonderful place, and we hope to back again to Ghadames and the similar old cities and towns in Libya to do same of this wonderful work. And now we are in Zliten workshop with the scouts of Zliten. It's just 2 days before I am doing or recording my presentation. This one, it's wonderful workshop with the Cub Scouts and senior scouts with some leaders also uh, to. To not give up and continue work even in pandemic time, even with COVID-19. We need to deal with it and never stop, didn't stop. Of course, using or following the instructions, the health instructions about the pandemic. Of course, as you can see here with me, it's focusing about some history and also about using games, using the game of mosaics. It's very interesting, as you can see, for the Cub Scouts, and they were full of energy to learn this game about the mosaics and how they contain and how they collect the pieces of mosaics. Of course, it's a copy. It's just a children game to contain the pieces of the mosaics together to become a picture of fish, which is shown a lot in the Libyan mosaics from Byzantine time. Byzantine time. Now we are going to talk about the volunteers. Volunteers is so important. Our team, all of them, are volunteers. They are specialists in their field. Some of them are teachers. Some of them are archaeologists. Some of them are engineers. Some of them are still students at university. Some of them even we have some children with us. But our job is really supported by the volunteers to make it going on and continue this work, as my friend William Reynolds said, this work is without end. It's really without end, and we really enjoy this work. We know that this work is without end, and it's our choice. We like it. We like to continue with it, for the awareness the people, to teach them, to talk with them about saving the cultural heritage, which is in danger, really in danger. Not just in Libya, but all over the world, but especially, of course, in Libya, because the civil war situation. Uh, we need to continue working with the volunteers, and we need to be increased. We need our team to be with more people, to carry on the message, to carry on our work that we start from the beginning. Of course, we need the support, we need the help, really, to carry on this message. I mean, not easy one. It needs lots of work, but this work also needs to be effected to teach the people, to feel it. So this work, it's a sort of live work. It's a pop-up events. Some of it lasts for just for 1 day, some for 3 days, some for 4 days. Sometimes it's just 1 hour lecture. So always, all the time, we need some new ideas to attract the people, to be attractive. We need to understand more about children, what they need, what they like, to attract them to participate and listen to us. Children, student, university student, high school student, the scouts, the Girl Guides. So our activity needs to be changed, slightly changed, to be all the time, to be new, with more games, with more stuff, with more items, with more tools that really I mean, what I'm trying to say, to make people enjoy coming to our tent, or coming to our event, or coming to our workshop. Also, we are in thinking situation all the time about these new ways to increase and enlarge our work. And here we are. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening. I am ready for the questions that I hope I can answer during from the experience of the team during the last 3 years of working, of doing pop-up events and workshops. Thanks a lot for Professor Susan Keen, Oberlin University, and great thanks for ASOR, American Schools of Oriental Researches. Great thanks for Dr. Indy Vaughan and for my colleague William Reynolds, for Dr. Hiba Abdusalam, for Ms. Intisar Larabi, the compass of the team, and also to my colleague Mr. Abdul Hafid Lamsallati, Professor Ahmed Saad Milud Mraja, and also for Professor Mufida Muhammad Kridik from Sabratha University. Great thanks also to Professor Fouzia Saeed from CERT University, and also the greatest thanks to the team. They are always with me and supporting this work. And also I would like to thank and especially the American Embassy in Tripoli for their continued support, and to the Department of State and the Ambassadors Fund in American Department of State. Thank you very much.